There are lots of benefits to getting solar panels on your community building. Investing in solar panels could reduce your energy bills and your carbon footprint. They can also act as a great tool to engage with your building users about renewable energy. In this video, we'll explain a few things to be aware of when installing solar panels on your community building. Solar panels need a good amount of sun exposure to generate enough electricity to power a community building. South-facing roofs are best, but they can also work on east or west-facing roofs too. You can use CSE's online Solar Wizard tool to get an estimate for the suitability for your roof, factoring in the positioning and any shading from trees or other buildings that might affect its solar power potential. This can help you decide whether it's worth exploring solar in more detail. Assuming your roof has good solar potential, next think about the structural integrity and the condition. It will need to be able to withstand any additional weight from the solar panels and fixing frames. Any solar installer should do a roof survey and take this into account as part of their assessment. The pattern of electricity use in a community building isn't always as predictable as in our homes, so it's important to understand when you are using energy. This will help you choose a solar system of the appropriate size and capacity. You can use CSE's Energy Audit tool to help you understand the patterns of use in your community building, and you can share this with your solar installer. You can sell surplus electricity back to the grid through a scheme called the Smart Export Guarantee. However, the amount you can get paid from exporting the electricity can be lower than the cost of buying it. So the best cost saving comes from using as much energy generated by your solar panels as you can. You should try to match your energy use as closely as possible to the times when the sun is shining. Understanding how and when your community building uses energy will help you understand what can be used and what will be surplus. Your installer should also help you calculate an estimate of this. Contacting an installer for a quote is the best way to get an accurate understanding of how much it will cost to install solar PV. You can also use CSE's Solar Wizard tool to give you a rough idea. Remember, there could be possible additional costs for structural surveys, scaffolding, planning applications, insurance, and warranties. You'll need to connect your solar array to the grid. If you want to sell any surplus energy, you'll need to apply to your local district network operator for this connection. Your solar installer should help with this application, but it's worth bearing in mind that it can take some time, so you may want to factor this into your overall project management timelines. In some circumstances, you may need planning permission for your solar panels. For example, if you're in a listed building, you'll need to get planning permission and listed building consent. You can find out more about planning permission by visiting the Planning Portal website or contacting your local planning authority. We recommend adding your solar panels to your ongoing maintenance checks. It's a good idea to check with your building insurance provider to see if there are any additional precautions that are required following your solar install. You may also want to think about things like bird guards to prevent any wildlife damaging any electrical cables. It's a good idea to check that your installer is MCS certified, as this shows they've met certain standards. Checking their past works and reviews can help gauge their experience and reliability. We strongly recommend engaging with your local community about your solar install. This can help inform local people about the importance of renewable energy. Think about how you can shout about your solar panel installs. This could be through social media channels or by hosting an event once the solar panels have been installed. The more your community is aware of what you're doing, the more likely they are to support your project. CSE has lots of resources and ideas for how to engage with your local community about energy. Get a good understanding of how you use energy in your community building. This will help to match the amount of solar panels to your energy needs. Work with your installer to fully understand the suitability for solar, including the condition of your roof and what you can expect to export back to the grid. Shout about what you're doing within your community. Let everyone know about your solar project and celebrate your achievements.